in the blue pieces up here on the top left of our map, and then over on the bottom right we do see SoiGia in these yellow Sumerian lads. Gonna have his berries here. He's gonna open with the berries, potentially kill a Strag if he's not careful. Nah, he was very careful. He really didn't want to kill those stragglers. And we see TaToH opening with the berries as well. TaToH's got a really nice pit off to the left if he just drops them onto that wood line.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Especially with the stone.
Yeah, the way the gazelle are just nicely lined up right out of the way, perfect for gas.
This is an artifact map, so our players will have access to that extra scouting. We'll see if that plays a large role.
Emperor Tan says TaToH's looking at the tech.
Does he really? That's funny as hell. So you guys, if you don't know, TaToH is certainly going to be streaming this under his name TaToH AoE. And SoiGia, I think, is streaming this as well. I think he streams on Twitch. He does, right? I think, or YouTube. I forget.
I think he does YouTube, but I could be wrong.
I'm sure one of my viewers that knows SoiGia's stream could send you guys that way, and TaToH stream. Someone feel free to link that. I'd love to see them getting a few more, you guys can see their perspective, see what's going on, but obviously stick around here because this is where you're going to see that commentary and the full screen, the big picture, right? TaToH's going to find his gazelle to the north side, and we'll see if he can start pushing those to his TC. There's nothing in the way, so at least getting him closer isn't a bad idea. It's going to get stuck up on the wall, though. He didn't see my gazelle tutorial. It's going to be trying to push these. A little tough. You got to get right up in there. I think he's going to be able to get at least 4 of those to his TC. One of them looks really stuck. Oh, I spoke too soon. So 2 of them coming nicely for him. Meanwhile, SoiGia already onto his gazelle with that TC, so a little bit faster there for Soy. That could just be the experience talking, as we did, as some of my viewers pointed out. TaToH's looking at the tech tree. I think he's a little confused. Oh no. Disaster strikes. Looks like he's also stopping the exploration on the left side, unless he spotted that and I missed it. He's got those artifacts looking. I think he spotted that elephant, so that's going to be really nice for him. A good boost here, especially considering he's already short on the food compared to Soy, as he's struggling heavily with these gazelle. There's gazelle dropping there. So, Brom, what's your prediction here? Polls aside, does SoiGia open with scouts?
Yes.
So we think it's going to happen.
I do, and he's got a good map for it. I mean, he's got his berries, he's got his gazelle. His gazelle will push fine. He's got good strat. He's got a pretty decent opening map. He's got follow-up food, which he knows about. He's going to get. And that's kind of the prerequisite. Do I have enough food and wood to scout with 16 bills? And he does. So I think with that setup, I think he does. If he had the start that TaToH has, I don't think he would scout rush, because I don't think he would have. It's just not as strong.
I think TaToH's got to just drop a pit here soon. I mean, this is getting dangerous for him. Still no real food income, and we see Soy's already onto his second gazelle patch. Looks like he split his gazelle a bit. He's got 5 there and 5 there, so his 6 and his 4, both being used perfectly here so far. And he's got 2 elephants that if he didn't spot, he's about to with the scout along the wood line, and that's going to be a scout rush, I think. I mean, it has to be, right? It has to be.
And he's sending the artifact out. If it just kind of keeps on track, he may or may not detect. I mean, TaToH's he's pretty close to the edge, so he does seem to be fine.
Yeah,
the course of the blue art, which is kind of funny.
This is maybe where we're seeing a difference. I mean, a lot of people we were talking about the comparison between TaToH and Cool, right? TaToH and VNS School, and this might be one of the biggest differences, right? VNS School, he knew how to lure these gazelle a lot more efficiently. TaToH's really struggling with this, and you can see it here. He's now getting this elephant as well, taking some damage. Just some lack of experience maybe on a map that's this food tight. This map demands excellent hunt skills. It's certainly probably the most important basic skill for this map is how you hunt. And we can see Soy has nearly perfect hunt, right? He has one out here that's a little far, and another one, and another one. But like, I mean, he's already clicked, I believe, if I'm not crazy. I mean, I think so. There's that stable, or barracks. I mean, TaToH's going up to 23 vills. Uh-oh, this could get dangerous for him. He might not be idling in the TC to click, and this is where I think that scout rush is going to be very, very powerful for Soy if he goes for it. That barracks at home, to me, tells me he's just going to build a stable as soon as he hits stool, because there's no second barracks yet. He's not on any stone, right? Right? Yeah, no stone mine.
This has got scout rush all over it.
This time, TaToH not messing around with it and actually getting a really good lure onto that granary, or that storage bit rather. We do see the 23 vil stopping point for TaToH, so if he does exist, if he does survive past that scout rush, he could be okay.
Well, I think there's one more clue in here too. I think the fact that he knows that TaToH went to 23, you know, that's also going to tell Soy that a scout rush is going to be very effective.
That barracks is in a really rough spot for TaToH, and so he's going to fight it, maybe? He's going to actually ignore it. Oh, those 3 lions? Is that a stable? There it is. There's the stable. Off to the left side, so not rushing the way we may have anticipated. I wonder if TaToH saw that Vil walk by, because both of them would have seen it. But Soy's going to know that TaToH's in a really rough spot here. I mean, what's going on here with TaToH? Did he, like, think that Soy's at the south side? Did he just pass by this right side of the map and assume he's not there? That artifact's going to come rolling through his town, giving a ton of info.
2 stables.
Yeah, this is an all-in scout rush. And I mean, TaToH's still not up, so these scouts are going to be fully upgraded and in his eco before walls are even an option. And he's got that first clubber out. This is just way too late from TaToH. He's absolutely screwed.
I mean, he couldn't be, he literally could not be further away from SoiGia's TC.
Yeah, he's doing
I mean, he is
a lot of clubbers. This is interesting. Yeah, you really have to scout this out. This is why slingers are typically, if you don't know where your opponent is, slingers are typically more good used defenses. Like your barracks as defensive structures are pretty good. Mark it in the back line. It's going to get shut down. Here comes that first scout coming in to do some lethal damage. I mean, he's wide open. Yeah, he's going to call GG. I think he knows, because it was all about that it was all about the Gazelle push. I mean, he just had a disastrous map. Yeah.
We need to remind these guys that they get they do get one
restart. Yeah. I'll tell them next game. Yeah. Let's get into that next game. Can you set up, make sure it's Western Europe again?
It is.
Okay. Good memory there. Interesting, fast game, and there was the scout. That was a quick match. That was not a restart, guys. That was game 1. He just called it. And I think with good reason. I mean, he can see the future there. Scout's just so powerful. We'll just absolutely beat him. We're saying he might have needed to restart. Already game over before the game begins, yeah. Winston, you have said in the past that Scout Rush is a disaster for the one who is struggling with his map, and TaToH is struggling with his map this game. Yes, indeed, and that was why it was so strong.
Yeah, I mean, if you're struggling with your eco, that means you cannot mount a defense. If your eco is strong, if you're fast, and somebody comes in with scouts, and I mean, if you're doing well, then you can put up a defense. But he was in no position to do anything, unfortunately, in that game. I'll tell him that you need. I'll tell him they get a restart.
Yeah. No, I can do it. I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, once that lure becomes such a disaster, I think it's good for him to call that restart. We'll see. TaToH's in some trouble here. Already down that first game. Looks like SoiGia is not here for the time being. We can get this game started in a minute though, guys. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, Cool was. I agree with Lepanto there. Sorry for the spoilers, guys, but VNS Cool beat his opponent, Memo.
Yes.
We'll see how it goes.
We're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Start the game already.
And here we go. Game number 2. Opening with the berries once again, and he has easier to push Gazelle this time around. So we're going to see if maybe it's just that little bug causing that slip up there, but Soy just showing his dominance there with that map and play. I mean, you saw he just had perfect lures, and that was the biggest difference, right? Their ecos were pretty comparable. TaToH going up to 23 vills, maybe a bit rough on the edges there. Forgetting that the ideal tool time in this map comes around 19, 20, sometimes 21 vills if you have really good food at the start of the map. But I mean, that was a 20 vil rush from Soy, and it was still fast enough to get in on TaToH. So TaToH's got to be very cautious about the future here. I mean, it didn't look like his start was too bad. It was just as soon as those Gazelle became a problem, it was just amplified to 100, and we saw that issue just basically unfold very, very quickly.
Now, TaToH also has a bit of a disadvantage here with this map. His Gazelle are not in a great position. He's got his granary there, and he's got his wood. So he's got villagers going, kind of walking around the granary. He's got villagers going to the wood line, and he's got to push his Gazelle. So that it's very easy to spook him.
I think TaToH will be fine with this though, because that's so. The issue before was I just don't think he knew about the wall issue, right? Like Gazelle don't come off of walls, right? That's just a thing in this game, and I feel like that's might be a nuance of Age 1 that isn't an RTS skill. It's like that's just pure game knowledge, right? We'll see how TaToH handles this lure. It looks like it's going a lot better for him, although he's got to watch that one vil is not working. You noticed quickly. We do see Soy already getting his lure in. This time it's not as clean as it was before. Taking a little bit more time with this one. Ooh, he's going to scatter his second Gazelle here. I wonder, what do you think Soy's going to do this game? He's got a lot of hills. He might be thinking about slinger play here, which could be
the he may not have decided yet.
Right.
He may watch to see how many bills TaToH's going to go up, and if TaToH goes, over 20 again, if you start seeing 21, 22, that might embolden Soy for yet another scout rush. But if TaToH stops at 18 or something, you might be like, I don't know, I might get axed, and it might go a different route. So I think he's gonna. I don't know that he knows yet what that game.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I think I'm predicting maybe a chance. There's a chance that Soy just does scouts again due to the success of it. I mean, TaToH struggled a lot with the timing and everything. Like his tool was just so unbelievably late that game that when you look at it that way, maybe Soy's just like, maybe I just bank on it again. I don't even try to set up for slings. I just do the scout opening, and even if TaToH goes for slingers, maybe like he's done scouts into a player trying to do slings before. Maybe he's just thinking, if I do it again, it's gonna work out. Interesting. TaToH hasn't noticed his Gazelle off to the north or top right here. It looks like his scouting might be a little bit lackluster this game. But he's gonna see the berries in the center here, which is gonna be really, really nice for him. 4 berries all in once is a huge boon. I think we don't often talk about this enough. It's basically another Gazelle patch that you don't have to lure or worry about. And it doesn't decay, so if you get pushed off your Gazelle early by like axers or scouts, oftentimes they're going to decay by the time you come back to them. But here, berries, that's a lot more stable. They don't go anywhere. They had to kill the granary to prevent you from sending more vills to it. So what do you think here? I don't know. Soy didn't find any of these artifacts, I don't think. So he doesn't have any of the scouting info. TaToH's had this artifact for a while. He's explored much more of the map, I'd say. Maybe not, though. We'll see. Yeah, look at that. Double the scouting. And he's down 1 vil. We'll see if he once again goes up too high on the center, though. He's going to get a really nice storage pit on the middle wood line, though, for himself. So I think we're going to see a much faster time from TaToH here. Because that first Gazelle lure was so crisp. And now he's got that. Well, it wasn't crisp, per se, but when you compare it to Soi's are very methodical and well-placed.
Yeah, we're getting to that time frame where I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen more scouting, particularly from TaToH, because you know, he must have seen at the close of the last game that his barracks could not have been placed in a worse position, and that was due to, you know, a lack of scouting out the map and understanding, you know, where his opponent was. And there we go. We see, well, just on time. So we see SoiGia with a couple of guys going out, TaToH with an arc going out. And if this art runs into this second guy, that's going to be a lot of information for both of them. And he does. Bing.
That should be the info that TaToH needs to know that the rush is coming. We'll see if he predicts it properly here. I mean, he's up against that center wall line, so if he's able to get that house wall off. I wonder, though, do you think TaToH overboomed? No, this time 21 vils, keeping it a lot more modest. He's getting that another storage pit up on that wood line just now, so still no barracks from him, but there's a shot here that SoiGia muffs this rush. His vils are split, and TaToH's about to find both of them. He's about to see both villagers. He sees the one. Come on, recognize it. See it. Oh, don't tell me it's going to get away with that stable placement. Oh, TaToH, come on.
Oh my goodness.
You have to catch... You have to see stuff like this. You cannot let that go unnoticed and uncontested. You have to send your vils out and contest that. It's right next to the house. I mean, the house isn't going to see it, but the vil spotted the other vil, and Soi just doesn't care. He's going to plant the flag right there. And this could be a fast game too. I mean, Soi's already up. This scout's going to get all the info. And I think this was a blind placement from Soi. Maybe he saw the house, or maybe he saw the vils. TaToH's up.
No, yeah, it's gonna be too late though. He's got
barracks.
He's got no barracks in his home.
I mean, this is already GG. I think.
I mean, there is no defense in this town.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
Interesting. I mean, this is just scouting. You can't let this happen. I mean, we even, like, I would say, like, okay, you know, maybe he does it when you don't have any villagers nearby, but he saw this villager for a glimpse, and he saw that villager for, like, at least 5 seconds, right? If you're just looking at your TC, you see that off the corner of your eye. If you're looking at this wood line, you see that to the corner of your eye. I mean, I guess if you're looking over here with this vil, oh, maybe he was microing against the lion and we missed it. Like, that can be the only thing, I think, because that's just center of your town. I mean, look at that speed. 10 minutes, and he's already got fully upgraded scouts on you. That's a really quick 2-0 lead for Soi. I mean, if this continues, we're looking at an extremely fast 3-0. This would be the fastest set of the series, by far.
Yeah, and kind of a rule of thumb, at least that I go by, is if the scouts, if you want to have maximum impact with the scouts, you need to be hitting in the 10 to 10:30 time frame. You need to be on the enemy vils, not sort of just building your stable or whatever. And Soi wasn't that way in the first one, but he didn't have to be because TaToH went too far with his vil build. He went to 23. But in this case, I mean, Soi was right there.
Yeah, this is certainly problematic for him, I'd say. If he tools with 19 and barracks at his own vils, I mean, yeah, Mark Anton, but that's a big if true situation, right? Essentially what that means is if he does it, yeah, but does he know that that's like the counter to this play? I mean, SoiGia is going to just do it again. I mean, hands down, right? Like, it's won him games instantly against TaToH here. Like, not even a fight. I don't even think he's gotten a kill yet. The games just end. He calls GG before...
Start the game already.
He calls the games before the vils even die. Okay, we got the fully wooded center. No artifacts or ruins for info. TaToH here. He's going to open with his granary. He's got a really nice push. Meanwhile, you look over at SoiGia, and he's got what? He's got pushable Gazelle in really bad wood lines, pretty rough stragglers. So this could be a much slower rush. Also, based on the map, I mean, there's 2 lines guarding this side of the map, and I'm sure there might be lines guarding the other side. This could be the map where TaToH starts to turn this series around, and I think he's gonna. This is probably the best bet for him to survive against a scout rush if Soi tries it again. This is a pristine map for him, and so it's just TaToH's just gonna open with pushing these Gazelle. He's just gonna screw scouting. He says, "I need these under TC a lot faster if I want to click up," and I think he's recognizing that's the way it needs to go. He might be a little bit short on this next house. We'll see. No, he's gonna grab it. So yeah, looking better, looking a lot better from TaToH here.
Now this one's an art-free map, so that means if you want to scout, you got to do it the hard way. Send the cartographers out, look around, find where your opponent is.
Yeah, sending that no artifacts means that you're gonna have to really send the vills out, and that's one of the worst things about no art maps, right? You can't get a sense for the map without investing potential eco. I mean, and it just leads to defensive play becoming stronger, especially like the further away the opponent is, the more efficient defensive play becomes because you don't waste time scouting, right? And you could say, yeah, but you're not going to be applying any pressure. But at the same time, who cares about pressure when you have the eco to just win the game? We'll see if this comes into play again. I mean, TaToH is really struggling on these maps. These are some of the quickest games we've seen in the cup. It's funny because we've had such polar opposites. We've had extremely long slugfest matches, right, where no one can get an advantage. Everyone's struggling. And then there's this. His playstyle is just to end the game as quickly as possible, and the scouts seem to be the trick. This time around, I think we need to see TaToH not letting these vills come in. I mean, he needs to maybe practice his scanning a bit more with the houses, like scanning the map to see if there's paint on him, because like he knew that position. He knew it could have been a possibility when he should have seen the vills. So I'm just gonna say that again. Like game 2 was really avoidable for TaToH, with just being attentive. So my guess is maybe something was uncomfortable. We did see that hurt Vil off to the left of last map.
Just commenting further on that, I would almost consider the deployment of SoiGia stable there a mistake. The scouts are so fast; they don't need to be built. Like a barracks placement up front is great because you get in there quick, but building the stable back a little bit further so that A, you can't be stopped in terms of building it, and B, the opponent doesn't know that it's coming, and then the scouts run so fast that they can get in.
Thanks, Memo, for the raid.
So I would consider it a minor mistake, but it didn't matter because he was so far ahead.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think that... I don't know what Soi's going to do this game, I would say. Because, once again, this map is probably the safest for TaToH, I'd say, to not be dying to these scout rushes. But, I mean, if he keeps letting this happen, it's going to start to become disastrous. And I like this push from him this time. He's getting this right up against this wood line.
I think he's gonna rush again because he's got all the food he needs. He's got everything he needs this time to do another scout rush.
Except the wood. Remember, his wood was really, really rough. He's just now getting the storage pit up.
He's building on the infinite wood spot right now.
Yeah, but he might go for it. What to see?
It's early enough. It's 6 minutes, so it's fast enough that he can get those scouts out. Now the scouts will take a little bit longer to have the actual attack impact, but I'm betting he's going to do it again.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know about that. Sending 2 vills out to the left is pretty indicative of that. We'll see if he goes for it. These 2 vills could be it. Now, this time around, though, because of the choke point way off to the left, we could be seeing the players meet up there with their vills, and that alone could be enough of a distraction to give TaToH the time he might be needing. Oh, rip. So he's not going to cut him off at the choke point, so there's a chance that Soi goes undetected off to the left here, maybe. We'll see how this develops, because I think that's the most important aspect of this right now, beyond eco being 20 for each. So TaToH this time, very wise, not going up to 21. He saw 23, too much. He said, okay, 23 is too much. 21, too much. Okay, I'm not doing 21. Here's the barracks at home. Here are the 2 forward villas. So Soi's going to go for it again. What does TaToH do? It needs to be defensive barracks, right? It needs to be on the wood line, and it needs to be an axer. Maybe even the bowman opening would help. Like, just a barracks with a couple clubs out. Upgrade those to axers with the armor upgrade. Build an immediate range. Oh, come on. Don't tell me he's going to get this to pay off again. Did you see it? Should have been on the minimap. So there's the granary going up there. So still no barracks here from TaToH. Look at how paranoid TaToH is. Are you seeing this? He is scouting this side of his map indefinitely. This villain's been hanging out over to the left here, and he's not going to spot the stable once again. He's already up, but TaToH should just be a few seconds behind. The barracks on the hill this time. So he's recognizing the need to defend against this. He's still not up though, and the scouts are already queued. So I mean, the clock's on him right now. This could be a very quick 3-0 right now. I mean, just the scout rush from Soi is just proving so difficult for TaToH to deal with. Let's see if he gets this up.
You know, you combine that strategy with the speed that Soi gets up. He gets up, and then the scouts are out. I mean, there it is. The scout's out. He's up, and there's no defense again. I mean, he cannot, with one barracks, mount an effective defense.
Now, if Soi wastes some time, giving him a little bit of time could be enough.
He's going to run right into him.
His own stable, he thinks that scouts beat scouts. It's the bowman. Oh, come on. Is he going to call GG here? He's going to know. He has to fight it this time. Like, he needs to put up some sort of defense before dying. He's feeling the pressure a little bit here. Oh, and so he's going to get right on top of that stable. No way. He's going to try to deny it. TaToH's going to force it up. Does he call GG here? He's going to see. None of his villas have died yet to this rush. Cheeky. Micro the hurt one back. Another stable coming out. So TaToH's thinking he's going to fight these scouts with scouts. But it's typically bowmen are the best counter defensively. Here's that first scout for him. Fully upgraded, by the way. Mind you. So there's an opportunity here for TaToH to actually mount a defense. I mean, this is all we need to look at, though. I mean, we can see that Soi has come over here for those granaries. He's going to be trying to play this hill. TaToH doesn't have the numbers just yet. He's going to be fighting with the vills, and he's going to notice that the scouts don't do too much damage. So he could actually fight this pretty efficiently. This is a pretty big micro-battle, but it's 3-on-3, and 3 of the scouts for Soi are so close to death. TaToH might be feeling confident this time around. He sees how close these are, right? He knows, he has to know that so many of these scouts are nearly dead. What a great defense! Did TaToH lose any vills? TaToH lost 2 vills, right? I'd say this is a bigger success than anything else he's done in these matches. But can he produce enough units? He's got the granary off to the right. He's dropping the market for some farms. And he's keeping an eye on the scouts. This is where TaToH's APM in speed is going to be really good for him. Because now he's going to have the awareness, I think, to keep on top of these scouts, right? And now Soi did outmaneuver him here. So he's going to pick off that weak vill. This is going to be awkward. It's 4-on-4, but TaToH has the HP advantage, I'd say, right? No, he doesn't. Actually, it's pretty even. It's pretty even. With a hill advantage and an extra villain here, this could be enough. Man, these are such aggressive games. TaToH's now taking the score lead. Eco advantage.
TaToH's got a scout getting ready to hit Soi, so that's going to distract
I love this. I love this play from TaToH, but he's got to watch the numbers here. Soi's got a lot more on this hill. Okay, TaToH's getting another one out to defend here. If he's able to hold the hill, he's going to have to fight with the vills once again. He's got the extra vills. He's up 4 vills on Soi, so TaToH not dropping on that vill production. And he's taking a way better fight micro-wise, and his scout still isn't finding anything so far, just a lion off onto the left there. And now a lot of Soi's eco is very, very close to this edge. TaToH's eco needs to move off this hill soon. He's going to have to go for the new pit. And he's going to move all the boys there. He's got very, very low food income.
TaToH's just now found Soi's town, so he'll very quickly start finding some bills.
And Soi has the defense at home. This is such an entertaining game to watch. The scout masters here, apparently. Did TaToH find a way to deal with this? He's gonna have to watch his left wood line here. He's been baited away. He's gonna have to defend with the Bills on the left and attack on the right. He's on top of the TC. He's not gonna see anything. A lot of Soi's economy is off onto the left side of the map, and TaToH might be losing a couple Bills here. One going down. Another will surely die as the main armies engage over on this left side, but Soi not quite having enough food to maintain this production. TaToH's getting a Vil lead here. Kills very low for both players, as these scouts are dancing nearly indefinitely, mostly just scouts dying. And here's TaToH on top of the eco of SoiGia.
And TaToH is now on the wood line of Soi. We've got that going on simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. If Soi ever loses pressure here, look where his wood line is. His main wood line is off on the left. Oh,
That's one Vil down for Soi.
Mm-hmm. And each of these is huge because remember, Soi's all in with this scout rush. He's at just 19. And look at TaToH's micro. He's been able to keep control of this hill. This is a very unique game of Age of Empires, guys. This is not something we see frequently. I'd love to see TaToH get some more farms up. He needs it desperately. He's on just the 4. And Soi could aggress onto his TC at home. That's another Vil going down for Soi.
Soi has got to be nervous now. He's got to be nervous. I mean, the food production, he's got a little bit going on, but farms are so slow, and he's just now built. So that tells me is that
he's got 4 Vils off to the right on farms. Soi has more food income, I'd say.
Yeah,
maybe
but they're
equal.
just now going up.
It's just about equal, the food income. And the Vil count's pretty equal. Yeah, TaToH's really got to watch out for his farms back at home. They're pretty undefended. Soi keeps pressuring this wood line. TaToH giving up on that. Looks like his scout got pretty low, so he's just going to get the info he needs here. Looks like that farmer is left to die here, as several more go over to that left side. I'd love to see maybe an archery range. TaToH's got the wood, I would say, to do just about anything he wants.
Now this big thing is going to go on here. This damaged scout off at 3 o'clock. If he finds those farms, that's going to be disastrous for Soi because it's his only food production.
He's got the farms off to the left as well, just a few.
Oh, he's got those. He's just put up another one. Okay, so that's a good back.
I mean, a really big thing about Soi is that he's spread out. So it puts the burden onto TaToH to find it, right? Because for Soi, he knows where everything is now. He spotted all the farms.
See that hill? He's using that hill to try to effectively micro the battle.
This is a very interesting game. Both players here very micro-intensive on the scouts. I think they are both running out of food for the most part, though. So now it's going to come down to the farms and the production that you can get out of your farms. It's who has more farmers. A big engagement here. TaToH's taking it. Who's winning this? I think Soi. Maybe TaToH? I can't tell. Can you read this?
TaToH won it. TaToH won it. The Sois are too damaged.
1, 2. Oh my god, all of Soi's are very damaged. He's been microing.
He's got one fully healthy guy. The rest are like, they're hemorrhaging.
But Soi has more farmers now, I'd say, in total. And if he gets on top of these farmers, oh man, this is devastating for TaToH. Just such hurt scouts getting so much efficiency. The pressure is just there.
2 fresh scouts coming in.
Oh man, TaToH's got to be careful. He has to know the stables to the left. He's going to see this push come in. Soi's just playing him so well here. I think this might come down to this ultimate micro and who has the offensive edge. Look at the TC. Look at the TC taking some more hits.
Oh no, he stopped chasing the 4 damage scouts.
But they're damaged. He can fight those with the Vils. He can fight those with the Vils if he has to. He's got 3-on-3 defending and the HP.
TaToH found the farms at 9.
Did he? Oh, at 9. At 9. At 9, not 3. With 2 scouts here. That's huge.
Yes,
that's a huge pickup. And look, he's getting a really good engage. Remember, so many of the scouts are so...
the dominant eco for Soi.
Look at how many scouts are about to die for Soi. They're all dying. He's taking a horrible fight. He microed his Vils, maybe. Oh, he hasn't even noticed the farms off to the left. I think TaToH's done it. I've never seen a game like that before in my life.
All of these scouts are going to demolish this economy at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's already dead. Those 2 scouts were enough, and TaToH's paying attention to both at the same time. Now, you have to watch the farms. He has to be wary of that. He's got some farms on that center wood line.
9 o'clock is now an episode of Walking Dead.
He's got the archery range, though, for the bowman. Does TaToH know about the bowman?
He's going to learn another lesson.
He'll learn it now. Those two ranges going up are a clear indication of the Bowman defense here, as Soy once again is going to run in onto the eco of TaToH. TaToH not able to wall at this point. The farm's a little awkward for him. He's got to be able to defend this. He's got enough units. He's going to send that over there, and that Bowman doesn't have... The Bowman are yet to get that armor upgrade, so they're not just good yet. Remember, a lot of Soy's timeline here is these scouts. As soon as these go down, TaToH's got the numbers. As soon as these go down, I think TaToH has this game because TaToH's just got the way larger eco at this point. I mean, look at the timeline.
Well, we've seen what a strong eco in this game can do.
Especially with TaToH. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so amazing. Yeah, VNS Cool and TaToH both showing us just superb management skills. And now we're going to see these Bowmen in the back line. So this is going to be maybe a little change up that TaToH might not need to... TaToH might need to learn the lesson the hard way here. Got to get on top of those Bowmen. They're dealing just as much damage as a scout does from range. But maybe that wood investment was too soon. It was too soon. Oh man,
Bowmen have to have the armor upgrade. They have to, or they just get murdered.
Third stable for TaToH. He's all in, dude. He's all in, baby. And look at, he's sending 4. SoiGia resigns. TaToH not getting 3-0'd against the Scout Master. That was maybe the most unique game of Age of Empires I've ever seen.
That was so exciting. That was absolutely stunning.
What a stunning game, indeed. You have to respect the micro that TaToH just pulled out of the bag there. My golly, what a game. And I'm sure he's beaming after that one. That was, well, maybe not, because he's thinking, I have to do that 3 more times.
So if you're Soy, you have to be sitting here. Okay, I taught him how to scout rush.
Yeah.
Now what am I going to do?
Think about that. In the span of 3 games, TaToH had never seen a scout rush, and now he just mastered it. Oh boy, this is gonna be. Like, look at the kill loss, 2-1, 2-1. TaToH up there with 32 bills. What a beautiful play from him. Let's get into game 3 here. I'm so excited. Oh man, I need to fan. What taunt do I spam? What a game. That was something. Holy crap. Did we really just witness that?
It was looking like it was going to be a clean 3-0, fast, and TaToH's like, not so fast. I see how this is played.
Look at, I love Sunshift's comment. TaToH AI is adapting.
That is fabulous.
So now this is the question. SoiGia has set a precedent, right? He set up through repetition expectations that TaToH's going to have each game, right? I'm ready whenever you are, right?
Start the game already.
He set up the precedent now, Soy has, for that scout rush. Is this where he breaks it? Or does he double down? This is the question, right? He just learned the hard way that if you give TaToH an even fight in terms of eco, because that was the first game where TaToH went up on 20. He was up a little behind, but he had a nice hill on the wood line, and that kept him into that game. And remember, Soy had a much better start, right? He had his gazelle were a lot cleaner, a lot crisper. TaToH got his in early enough that game, and he's got it. It's pushable again. So he's not going to get that wall bug. We'll see if it's up against the wall. I'd love to see TaToH use the restart because of how much he struggled and his lack of knowledge. I think he knows now that that was the issue the first game. The second game, I think he realized he was just too slow. This game, look at that. He's already getting the push in. Same with Soy. Well, Soy will be in a second. I'm sure he's going to spot that and push. Interesting. Soy does 6 on these berries. TaToH's only got 4. He's really banking on that starting food getting him going with the gazelle coming in quickly. So maybe that's leading to a bit of a disadvantage here. He's up to that 8th vill though. Does he get the 9th in time? He's got one boy on food here. Right, is that only 4? Yeah. TaToH only does 4 on berry. But he's gotten that 5th guy on the the food so early. What an intense game of Age of Empires. I'm still reveling in that match.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking rough for TaToH at first. You know, we had those four. We were like, okay, the playbook is just going to play out game 3, and TaToH's like, no, I'm not.
It's funny because the other two games, when he resigned instantly, I was wondering if he maybe was overestimating scouts a bit. But I think he just was very aware of how weak he was in comparison, like how late he was and how he just didn't have any tools to defend and how he could just see forward 5 minutes. Yeah, sure, he might be able to fight the first couple scouts off with the Vills, but by then it's just too far, right? The damage is done. Game 3, he sat and he fought with the Vills the first scout, even though he had nothing out. And then his scouts came out, and then everything started to turn around for him, right? He kept his Vills clumped, and I think we just, honestly, I feel like I just learned a way to defend against scouts that I had never considered, right? Just group your whole eco into one spot. Usually you try to, like, hide stuff or wall. He just grouped it all, and he invited the attack, and he said, if you send your scout into this clump of villagers, I will bone it no matter what.
Well, I think that works with Sumerian. I think if those were regular bills, though, they might have gone down fast. Because of the greater survivability, you know, these bills can take a few more hits before they go down.
Well, certainly that's true. Can't deny the Sumer bonus being very, very powerful. I mean, just talk to Morik. He thinks every Civ should get the Sumerian Vil bonus, and then some. I don't disagree. I think having 50 HP per Vil standard isn't that bad. Then you have 65 HP Sumer Vils running around though, so you'd have to find out
just
to handle that.
Suppose that this wasn't Sumer and you had the regular, you know, bills and that scout rush that Soi had hit him with. That could have been game over right there. And I think because this is Sumer and they have more hit points, it made the game a lot more interesting.
And then imagine every Civ has that opportunity. It's not just Sumer,
exactly.
Which is why you could take it to the next level. I will agree. It is all because it was Sumer.
I think if you were ever going to talk to the devs and say, here, this is what I mean about a little more survivability to make a game really interesting, you send them that video.
That game that we just watched?
That game that we just watched. You show them that and you say, this is what could happen if your bills can last a little bit longer, as opposed to the game being over at, 11 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Now, Soi's really fast again. I think he's going to be absurdly fast this map. He's up to 20 Vils. TaToH's down a little bit, just the one Vil. So we should be seeing...
He's got a scout going forward, and if he finds SoiGia, I think we're going to see the scout rush.
You think he's going to also scout rush?
I think he is. I think he's like, wow, that was fun. Yeah, and if this guy, if he finds it, I don't know if he's going to find him. If he does, I think he's immediately going to say...
no, he's taking that hill. He doesn't need to find him. I think he's pretty confident.
Maybe it's Axel rush here.
I don't know. Maybe he'll build his stables at home again. I mean, you have to respect the fact that Soi's just gonna do it again, right? Like, is Soi ever gonna stop this strat? Maybe Soi goes for Axe.
Soi's doing the barracks up front.
But that could just be...
Could be either way.
It could be either way still. There is not... This doesn't say anything for either player until you see a second building. A second barracks means Axers. If they wait till Tool... the way they're running forward and not building on top of their old barracks tells me this could be a scout rush again. Let's reduce the Axers, and TaToH's gonna get in. Already, he needs to be careful. He's found the wood line. Very lucky for him. Oh, and TaToH's gonna spot the Vils. Is he gonna notice this? Oh, come on.
That's gonna be big. He notices it. He can kill.
He saw it. He saw it. He saw it. He saw it.
That could be. Oh, he
bringing
knows
more.
It there. He'll find them.
He's bringing more Vils. He definitely saw it. Those became villagers. He went for the attack. He's gonna see it once again. Come on, someone pay attention. Okay. As I think they're really prioritizing this defense here because if this attack works out, I mean, this is devastating for Soi. This could be a game already. Although he will see that first barracks going down.
The stable's going up.
But adjacent to the granary. This is what more gets into VNS cool, and this could get denied. That clubber's not going to be enough. TaToH's bringing all the lads. He could deny this. He could deny this. He's pulling the boys. Meanwhile, look at Soi.
To do that. One's down. Oh yeah, this thing is not going up.
Soi. Oh my gosh, Soi has the attack
that
upgrade.
Is massive.
Don't tell me he queued up the defense upgrade. He certainly would have canceled it. And look at his base at home. TaToH's gonna take game 2. We're going to a game 5. Oh boy. Sorry, I spoke too soon. That's not necessarily the case. This game still has a lot of game to play. Sorry. I just love game 5s in every series. I love a good comeback story. Look at the walling. Soi is panicking. If I've ever seen him panic, this is it. That is a panic wall. And he's open. Oh, man. There's just too much opportunity here. Wait. TaToH, this doesn't work in this game. They don't spawn. Oh, he's protecting the Vil so he can bop down the... It was just a quick wall to stop that clubber from killing the Vil. I see. Okay. I thought he was trying to wall in the stable or something. There's a pause out.
Yes.
1 second. We can take pauses in this. There's no issue with that. That is the tiniest wall of Sunshift. Yeah.
But, yeah, the biggest biggest threat to Soi in this game, I think, is losing his 2 forward Vils and not finishing off that. That's.
Oh my gosh, this is interesting though. So the eco advantage is with Soi, but I think he's lost several of his Vils, so that's gone. Or the eco advantage was with Soi. Man, this is insane.
I'll bet you he had to set another
hotkey or something.
Another hotkey. I bet you he's like, I'm missing a hotkey. I'll bet you that's what it was.
I'm sure. He got it now though.
Because it is annoying as all get out to not have your hotkey.
So let's see, what do we got here? So that first scout is out. So Soi did do the armor upgrade on those scouts, but like you said, we're already at 12 minutes. These scouts are a lot less powerful here. And he's doing slingers on the front. So slinger, scout, and clubber with +2 damage. Wow. No market upgrade for Soi at all. He has no market. He has no eco. And so he's going to spot this entire wall off. And I mean, or TaToH will. And look at, so he's got no stone in here. He sees the stable now, so he should know that there is an attack on the way. And I think TaToH needs a defense at home. The Vils were good, but it's time to reapply something here. TaToH's running out of steam on the front here. He's going to have to... He might die.
Soi is definitely not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I spoke way too soon. I was excited because I saw a lot of Vils dying. Again, I'm not rooting for any one player here. I just want to make that very clear.
You're rooting for game 5.
I'm rooting for a game 5. So I guess in this game, we all want to see TaToH pull it out. Because after that insane 2-0... Oh, a slinger for TaToH as well. So... Interesting. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for micro in this fight. And Soi's wide open. And TaToH's going to see this. His forward Vil will go down, though. And that scout can deal with this stuff.
He doesn't have the armor upgrade on that Axer, so he either needs to...
I mean, it's a really... This is a messy game. His woodies were all idle. He needs to group them up again, I think. He has to build a barracks at home to defend. TaToH's got a long list of things he needs to do in order to stay alive. And Soi as well, that early hit from TaToH really threw this game into the ringer here. Oh, TaToH listened to you. He got the +2 armor upgrade. No market upgrade for him yet, as Soi moves to the middle of the map. He's got 2 scouts here to defend, as some of his units will be taking a beating here, but it looks like those 2 Axers, once again, with the best combat stats in this, are going to have more than enough to deal with this, especially with that Slinger going unperturbed in the back here. That Axeman getting dangerously low, as the scouts once again comes around. TaToH has the HP on these Vils to fight this. If he does, he should fight this. That scout will go down now. It's trapped. Does it get a kill? It gets a kill. And it doesn't micro to the right. It doesn't auto go to the right unit. So interesting. TaToH has basically held up his end of the defense. There's nothing else here. I think Soi's out of steam in terms of food. And he's using all of it on this defense. And now we see these 2 Axers coming in once again. Oh, come on, TaToH. You were so close. He's going to see this house wall and think that that's the wall off. But you can just go around.
He's not.
No, he's wide open. Oh, this is brutal. Oh. He tried. He tried.
That's painful.
This is 3 Axers, and it's in a choke point, so not all the Vils can help. And TaToH's going to hold this forever. This is Thermopylae right here. These hoplites can hold against this horde of Vils. This is GG, I think. Oh! TaToH's... oh no, that scout's already hurt, so TaToH just needs to fight it once again with the Vils, and he has an Axer at home to defend. Too many vills are going down for Soy in this engagement. This is his whole eco, and TaToH knows it. He knows it. He smells the blood. He's trying to get the wall off, and every time he's denying it. TaToH.
It's this the TaToH micro here. He's just too good at the micro to let that ball go.
He's not going to let it, and that's GG. That has to be. I mean, Soy's at 3 units, and there's...
It is. Game 5.
Game 5.
Oh my goodness, what a matchup.
What a mess, if anything. This is a mess. This is some of the messiest Age of Empires. Like, you could tell the players are very skilled, and you could just see how much they're testing each other in this situation, right? As we go tied 2-2, and we're in a Game 5 situation, could we see 2 Age of Empires 2 professionals making it to our semifinals? Could we see a finals between TaToH and VNS School? What a world we would live in. We should all just quit. These guys just come in and do it better anyway. Game 5, exclamation point. Love it. Did you set up the right server region? Yes. Good. Man, what do you guys think so far of this match?
I'm thinking it's absolutely phenomenal. I still think the development of this thing, TaToH goes in and he's like, okay, this is an axe or rush, maybe some slingers. I get how this game is played, and boom, he gets absolutely mauled with scouts. And then he gets mauled with scouts again. He's like, okay, I figured this.
Yeah, Lepanto Knight saying, it took TaToH 2 games to learn Oasis. Oh man, that's just talent.
I'll tell you though, those first 2 games by Soy, talk about a blitzkrieg.
Well, maybe that was just mistakes on TaToH's end. And now Soy's cracks are showing here. He does the all-in rushes, doesn't do eco behind it, and TaToH's given the opportunity to... If Soy gives TaToH a chance to fight the Tool Age, I think TaToH's going to come out ahead. Right? What do you think? What's your prediction?
He certainly... let me get this started first.
Yes. Start the game already.
And we're off. All right, let's see. First, let's check, is it an art game or not an art game?
Not an art game. No artifacts. Okay. So the scouting is limited. Guys, I'm going to give you all an opportunity to look at SoiGia's map before you really vote in this poll. Let's see TaToH. Map. I'll give you guys a feeling for this. This is Game 5, guys. Game 5. I'm going to close this poll in a second. Do you think SoiGia goes for a scout rush 5th time in a row?
Now, this is interesting. So, SoiGia's got a lot of food, but it's not really close. And it's composed, if you look at TaToH, he doesn't have as much food, but it's much more convenient. So the reason I think that's significant is because to do an effect
restart.
Really?
Okay, he called it. So TaToH using his restart Game 5, maybe he was just on the food a little late. Recognize that. All right, set it up. Okay, TaToH using the restart, completely fair. Both players have access to a single restart, guys. 1 restart for this entire set. So that was it. Using it now, that's better than never, right? If he loses this game, or even if he wins it without the restart, might as well get that free redo on the map generation. Although I will say, you always risk now getting a map with your units up against the wall.
It's interesting because Soy might have been relieved with that because he would not have found his food yet, and he may have started getting a little concerned. Although I think his map was fine. Like I said, he had a lot of food, but it was a little further out. But he may have been just as happy to have that read.
Yeah, seriously. I'm really sad that I can't sign into.
Yes. I need food.
All right.
Yes. Yes. Start the game already.
So I mean, the players. I mean, guys, we have pretty extensive rule books.
Oh yeah.
Hello and welcome. We have pretty extensive rule books for uh the tournament, right? So not knowing that about the restarts, um that's just their problem. On like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not aware of the restarts, you didn't read the rules, so I can't help them there. I mean, I try to tell them when I can, but it is what it is. So maybe Soy didn't realize he had restarts here because he just asked. So let's see.
No, I don't think there was a situation he would have used one except in that game, and he didn't have to because TaToH did. But
Yeah,
in the
interesting.
previous games, I think his maps.
Yeah, that's really true. You never really know with this though. I mean, this could go so many ways. I'm not sure. Like we ran the poll. So the whole point of the last poll was I ran it during the match so you could get a feel for the map, and then you vote. Does everyone who voted in that last poll, does your vote stand? Do you think it doesn't matter the map that SoiGia is gonna get? Do you think he's gonna do scouts in this map? I mean, think about it. He did scouts the past two games and they completely failed him. But he did scouts the first two games and they they won the game before any kills, right? TaToH just instant resigned. Um, we'll have to see how this plays out.
I think it's situational for him. I think he's going to check the stats. He's going to see whether he tools first or not, and how much food does he have? Does he have enough food to maintain the scout war? Now that he knows that TaToH is going to defend. So I think it's going to be situational dependent. I don't think he actually knows yet whether he's going to scout rush at this time.
Let's
I
see.
think game one he knew he was going to scout rush. He says, I'm just going to do it because TaToH's not going to expect it. And I think game two, he's like, I'm going to do it again because it just works. And then I think game three, it was the same thing. But now you have to think a little bit about it.
Yeah, you have to consider it has to. At this point, you've learned that against TaToH, who now expects you to scout rush, you need to have a good scout rush to pull it off. You can't just do it, right? Last game we saw him do like, what was it, like a 12-minute? The first scout gets across the map. Like, that's just not gonna cut it. That's just not gonna cut it. And here we see Soy just now getting their gazelle lures in, so their eco's looking pretty equivalent to me, I'd say. TaToH's got some stone. He's got a nice defensive hill on either side of his base. So, I mean, we could see defensive slingers from him. He's got the close stone. He's got wood lines that he can protect. So, slingers are an option for him. It's interesting. Slingers haven't really played a dominant role in this match, but I would say that's because of the strategy choice that SoiGia has been implementing, right? Like, he's just not using the scouts. Or he's not even allowing the game to get to that point, right? SoiGia's playstyle is just so fast. It's so aggressive, and it's decisive, you know? It's as decisive as a seesaw, right? You sit on one side, it goes one way. You sit on the other, and it goes the other way. There's no balancing act here. He's throwing a lump of coal, or no, a sack of bricks onto one side of a seesaw and saying, well, either it lands and sends you flying, or I miss and tumble off, right? And I think that's just a general analogy to how this strategy has been playing out for Soy. You know, it's all in. If it works wonderfully. And if it fails, it's a really hard road after that. I mean, TaToH just has the skill set. You know, once the game gets into that messier tool stage, I find him struggling maybe a bit early on with those early eco decisions. And that's just experience and practice. Like building this granary there that's just a mistake, right? We saw that tree been blocking that for this whole time. It's an undeletable tree, and that's just a fact. I think maybe he thought that was a berry. Like, you know, that's just game sense, right? That's just this game knowledge. It's not like skill based at all. It's just how much info do you have in your brain about this setup. And now we're going to look at this game 5, the end all be all. The winner of this match goes on to the semifinals for this tournament, securing even more seasonal points. So you know what's really interesting about this run is because Tokyo Ghoul quit out, and he took a penalty. Tokyo Ghoul was already on the edge of the grade 8. TaToH coming up to the semifinals. If he beats SoiGia and goes to the semifinals, SoiGia is a front runner in the seeding. I mean, this is a really good opportunity for TaToH to get some really good seeding points. I mean, we could be seeing TaToH get a direct in. If he performs well in this game, this could be enough for TaToH to receive a direct invite to the championships. I mean, like, this is the difference we're talking about. This could put him into that top 16, right? Like, I think he's currently been tied for 17th with like a ton of people. There's a ton of people at his point level currently. I think he has like 1 or 2 points. And there's a bunch of players get 1 or 2 points, right? It's making it to the best of 16. So he's already secured that. The fact that he's won these 2 games is already a lot more points for him, right? He's already earned, I think, 8 season points. If he wins this game, it jumps up to like 11 or 12, right? And then it's his next opponent, who we don't know yet. It's either Iron Steel or Zeta, right? And either of those players are going to be extremely difficult to take down for TaToH.
What is that matchup?
That matchup is yet to be decided. So our final quarterfinal match. So we've played 3 of our quarterfinal games. We have yet to jump into that game just yet.
All right, so we've got a Bill Scout as opposed to a Scout Scout. Right now, just kind of
stable.
Oh,
Stable. Are scouts just the meta now for these 2 players? Like, they're just building stables. They're just gonna build scouts. The map is so open.
And look at this. Look at this Bill at rounding around to 3 o'clock. He's gonna find that huge eco right there.
And maybe even if he spots the stables, that's so much information for TaToH. He's gonna see the stables. He sees the stables. He knows what's up. It's defensive stables though, so he's like, I know I have time. He can look at the timeline. He knows he wasn't too late. He's gonna probably build a second stable of his own. We're getting a scout war. Yeah, that feels super dead. But I mean, it's just so dead. It can run for a long time, but it's just gonna go down. It's gonna die by like this gold mine. He's gonna turn and fight. He knows it's dead. Eco. Already 1 advantage for TaToH. And it is lost. So here's the big difference between their playstyles this time. Because TaToH's not aggressing, Soi's gonna get the opportunity to wall this.
Yeah, and TaToH hasn't dealt with that yet. So
he knows, but he played Clash and Crete. He knows this game enough. He played AIA, although AIA didn't include walls. Clash on Crete showed, the power of slingers versus walls, and why this play just inevitability is that if the scouts are even, the play inevitably becomes slingers. Oh, these 2 vills are really exposed off to the left there. This could be a really big pickup. He should see it. It's at his TC. He's gonna lose a vill. He's gonna have to come defend. It's 3-on-3 for TaToH in terms of the scout numbers. But that's a lot of damage coming in out of that one, and Soi's gonna sit on top of this hill. He's gotta really watch his numbers here.
yeah, this is
looking very reminiscent.
TaToH's in trouble. TaToH's in trouble here.
No, this is looking super reminiscent of game 1. Or game 3, was it? The first defense. The first successful defense.
I don't think he has the food this time, though. Last time he just overwhelmed it with food production. He just kept building scouts and scouts and scouts, and I don't think he has that this time. Yeah, this is looking really rough for TaToH right now.
I'm only seeing the 3 scouts, but also only the 5 for Soi at the moment.
He's got a fourth one coming in fresh from 12.
No, 2 more coming in from there. That's why I said 5.
Yeah, and these farms are just out in the open. It's only food production he's got going right now.
I mean, same for Soi though. Soi's also only on to the 4 farms now. They're both into full farms.
He's not being pressured at all. I think that's the difference here, is that these scouts are going to pressure TaToH's economy.
But we saw this last game. We saw this in game 3, and TaToH had more than enough.
I think it's different this time.
You do?
I do. I think there was so much food TaToH had that he could just keep building those things. But if those farms go uncontested, then I'll agree with you. And he does have a bunch of them up now.
Oh, that scout's gonna get trapped. Oh, I thought it was walled then. Never mind. See, but you notice TaToH's micro there. He's paying attention. Oh, the range! Oh, this is where TaToH's going to learn the hard truth. Soi's playing 3D chess right now. He's about to pull in that Bowman, and it's going to be a huge upset here into the meta here, because scouts deal so poorly against Bowman. Once they get that armor upgrade, Bowman become so invulnerable. They have 35 HP. And they take 3 damage a hit. It just takes so much effort with scouts to take him down. And once you get a clump of these bowmen, it's game defining, right? But that leaves SoiGia open to the Slinger War, right? Right. This is giving... So, interesting. TaToH's been microing this really well, and he's getting tons of hits off. And look at the damage here. Do we see the armor upgrade? Yes. This time, Soi's transitioning to Bowman, and he's got the full armor upgrades. TaToH needs to recognize this and go for... slingers. He needs to get slingers out now. Like he needs to start making them now. He's gonna miss this. I think he didn't realize that the unit stopped, so now he's gonna send in a counterattack here. But like you said, this is gonna go pretty much wasted unless he finds that TC. And so he's gonna come right into here, and he's got the numbers with those bowmen in the back. Look at the reaction time there, so fast. That bowman, the bowman, the bowman, the bowman. Oh, man, this is so disastrous for TaToH. He's going to lose so many bills here, and then he's going to see the wall. Oh, this could be it. He's going to fight with all the bills against Bowman. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get a slinger out, man. He's winning, actually. Man, those Sumerian bills, man, they do not die.
He's trying to pressure Soi at his home, but he doesn't know how to get past these walls.
Like a slinger. A slinger here would be so decisive. He's just going to bring all the bills up. I mean, he's holding. A one slinger or 2 slingers could be so decisive. And he's not finding... Oh, he's going to see the bills on the other side of the wall. He's going to see it. He's going to get in on the farms. He's going to get on the farms with 4 bills.
Yes, and that's going to hurt.
The bowmen are too much, though. I think TaToH might think that scouts counter bowmen, but it's the other way around. He needs to make some slingers. He's getting a 3rd stable. Oh, no. He really needs to transition into slings. It's getting desperate at this point. I mean, he's got a lot of food income, so maybe he can just flood. And now we have a mirrored situation. The farms of Soi being attacked. TaToH got a really nice engagement off on one scout. And he's now going to be fighting this other scout. He's not going to be falling to those
And the slinger's
bills.
out. He's got his first slinger out, so he at least understands that's what he needs to do.
And look how much damage it's doing. It's winning the fight for him. The second slinger's coming out. This is getting really good for him.
He does not need the damage upgrade to fight Bowman.
No, they
I mean,
already
it would
get the damage.
help, but he doesn't need it.
Meanwhile, I mean, and look at TaToH's micro on these farms. It's going to be indefinite. It's never going to end. I mean, he's going to have to bring Bowman home. He's going to have. That's the only way he's ever going to kill this many scouts. Unless SoiGia invests even more into the scout defense, TaToH's going to win this just over and over. He's never going to let you relax here. He can keep up. He can fight 2 fights at once. That's an Age 2 pro, right? That's just what they can do. It's not something we often need to do in Age 1. He's got the hill bonus versus Bowman. This should be that test where he tries it and he goes, wow, these do really well. That one scout, though, could be very devastating. He needs to keep his scouts at the fight. Look at the farms. Look at the farms. Once again, he beat back the scouts, and now the farms are completely screwed.
Oh, that's gonna... Yeah. Now, he's still got a lot of food production inside his walls. This is gonna hurt.
This certainly is not game over. Now, this is where we get into a really intriguing part of the game. SoiGia, I'm sure, knows this. Does TaToH recognize that you need to put a wall tile in the center of the map around the ring to prevent flanks under woodline? Or does he know that that's even an option? Now, the farming for TaToH's under duress. He doesn't have any slingers in the way. He's got another one coming out. He's onto the stone. He doesn't have the attack upgrade, but he's got the builds to defend here. And look at the farms of Soi once again. Are we seeing TaToH coming out ahead? Look at the timeline. It's just steady, consistent, better fights for TaToH. He's going to have to keep making those scouts, though, to defend against those other scouts. Look at those. Look at the farming economy is completely shut down for TaToH, or for Soi, on the outside. He's now just completely on the inside, in that walled-off area. And if TaToH keeps making these slingers, it's going to become impossible for these bowmen to do anything. I thought the transition into bowman was a game-winning move by Soi, but TaToH fought it with the Vills, and we saw the HP on the Vills make it not too big a deal. And he's microing down the one bowman, but now this is looking pretty rough for TaToH on the front. Granted, he's now just killing farms for free with 5 scouts. He could bring these scouts back at any time and win the fight back at home, I think, pretty easily. I think TaToH needs more production buildings at this point. He's got another barracks up, so I think he's looking to make more slingers. Those bowmen are just so powerful. He needs more slingers. TaToH's bringing some more Vills forward. He's got the slinger out, though, but it's going to get immediately focused down by the scout. TaToH will fight the scout with the Vills, and then the bowman will go down. The scout on the hill will be the last thing remaining. And one more bowman here. Actually, no, that bowman lived. It's behind the tree, and TaToH can't click on it. That's really awkward. Food must be so tight for these players right now. They're just investing everything into this. We're going to check the eco real quick. Tied 28-29. The Vills so close. But remember, Soi's lost like 8 of those Vills. The kills heavily in favor of TaToH. As the army from Soi just keeps streaming into this. TaToH, you need to make more slingers, man. The bowmen are just proving so useful here. And that's really... Remember, the bowmen train a lot faster than slingers. You're going to need a 3rd barracks if you want to keep up with 2 ranges. He's getting up to that massive bowman where it's becoming really difficult for scouts to do anything. And now TaToH's forced to bring these scouts home. So Soi's going to get himself a little bit of a respite here, but he did lose 4 of those Sumerian farms. And those are such an expensive investment as the bowman will come in once again to fight on this battle. He's got the slingers to defend against the bowman, but the scouts are microing against the Vills to get on top of those scouts. Man, this is just so difficult for TaToH to hold. For some reason, he just can't seem to get units out. He's going to bring the 5 scouts back, and this is going to be a really big moment here. If he can win this fight at the farms, he's got the slinger still, and now he's got the upgrade. So now he's really going to be railing onto those bowmen. And, oh man, this is just getting so difficult to call. But it looks like... I want to say TaToH's getting an advantage in this. What do you say, Rom? What do you say to this?
Yeah, I think at this point, TaToH needs to build a lot more slingers, and he needs to get that upgraded slingers would be counter to the scouts as well.
He has the upgraded.
So now he needs another barracks or 2. And he needs to pump out enough where he can neutralize that entire forward collection of stables.
Look at this fight. It is so interesting. Oh, man. The micro is so insane from both players as the bowmen are getting focused down by TaToH slingers. And he wins the fight.
I think slinger in there. And that's just going to devastate those bowmen.
Yeah, and now that he's got the numbers of scouts against the bowmen. Before it was hard because there were so many bowmen in the back line. Man, this is so interesting. The scouts keep going onto that front line. The scouts go to the back line, but like each player has a different objective, right? TaToH wants to fight the scouts with his scouts and the bowman with his slingers. But Soi wants to fight the slingers with his scouts and the bowman and the scouts with his bowman. So it's like it's a different thing. So this is such an intricate dance, but it looks like the slinger number is slowly increasing for TaToH, while his 5 unit lead seems to hold. And look at the base. Yeah, Soi knows the walling thing. He's completely walled. TaToH hasn't walled that inside yet. As he builds some more farms on the inside of his base, his economy is much stronger at this point. I think TaToH's starting to eke ahead. He doesn't have the score lead.
I think he's got it.
He doesn't have the score lead, but I don't think that matters here. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. No, he's just got so many farms actively producing. He's got stone. He's got his barracks. He's got his stables. He's got upgraded slingers. He's got everything.
He's got the combo. He's got the formula. He's figured it out. Is this the game? Now, saying that, he still has to get into this walled spot, right? This is challenge number 2. And we see another range coming. Oh, being deleted. He's building it on the outside. I think he wants that spot for farms. I'll be very honest. So, that one scout at home. Some more villagers coming out for Soi. Another range coming up to defend against these bowmen, against these incoming scouts. And it looks like, oh man, is TaToH making a mistake here? He's leaving these buildings up. As he applies
he's gonna have these newly produced slingers take out the buildings, and he's gonna assault with the fort.
Yeah, I think he needs to go assault. If he gets an assault in, this could be the game-ending position. And look at Soi's just running his scouts indefinitely here to buy time. He just needs time. Interesting. Look at TaToH's queuing up his slingers into his wood line. It's an interesting spot. Look at this race around the map. But now here comes the game ender, right? These slingers are going to end the game. They're going to knock down the wall super fast.
They're just going to melt these walls.
But because he left his army alone, TaToH's now going to have to do what he does and micro 3 different fights here. He's got the assault to worry about. He's got the scouts running around the map, ring around the Rosie style. And he's got the fight on the front. And Soi seems to be taking a good fight here with the bowman in the back. No slingers to defend. As the scouts come in, they could potentially get in onto this economy of TaToH.
So his wall's going down. He's got just a couple of hits left on his wall. And then in everything...
Oh man, this is a clock here for Soi. Is he gonna get in? No, as those scouts came in for Soi, the scouts also came in for TaToH. TaToH has the HP advantage.
Right here.
Here's the push into the base. Soi hasn't even noticed it yet. That's gonna be GG, I think.
I think it is. Just too big an army to deal with. You can't mop that up with. Yep.
Holy shit!
What a back and forth.
What an insane game of Age of Empires, guys. TaToH taking it in game 5. What a set. And guys, don't go anywhere. We do have another match in just 30 minutes, so stick around. Casa Cup continues, but we're going to talk about this match first, right? Vertex, I think, said it so well. Such a nice comeback after a 2-0, right? I couldn't agree more. Yeah, like... it's funny. I think I'm gonna go back to, I think, who was it who said this? I think it was Lepanto who said it took TaToH 2 games to learn Oasis, and SoiGia taught him Scouts, and now what's funny is this might really skew TaToH's vision of what his next match is gonna look like. But I do know that Miguel has been practicing Scouts a lot. We could be seeing, if Iron Steel beats Zeta, we could be seeing that. I feel like Zeta plays a much more standard game. So we're going to see how TaToH fares against that, because SoiGia's game is very much so not a standard, right? This is not the norm. This is his style. He plays it. He likes it, so he does it. And you could say it works to great effect. I mean, it won 2 games instantly. But 3... a reverse sweep from TaToH? Did anyone anticipate that, right? I could have said that it would be a close series, right? But I would have assumed, like, back and forth or something like along that. But a true reverse sweep. Going 0-2 and then 3-2. My golly. And 2 of those games were absolutely epic. Game 3 and Game 5 were insanely good to watch, right? We just saw absurdly strong micro from 2 of, I would say maybe, I would put TaToH on the roster of the best scout players in the game. What do you say to that, Rom?
Well, it's interesting here because so many lessons that I think TaToH probably learned here. And learned only from the sense that he doesn't play this game very often. But Blitzkrieg with a scout rush can be, the counter to the scout rush is is the bone. And I think he learned that lesson here. And then I think he learned that, because he tried to manage down the bowman with the scouts, and I think he's just losing too many. He's like, this isn't working. So then he went to the sling, and then he's like, okay. So all of this is going to swirl around in his head as he plans for the next game. So it just absolutely fantastic. But the micro, both at home and in the battle. Sometimes we've seen people like, Memo was doing a great job of microing the army, but his eco was suffering.
Yeah, I mean, was...
And the reverse was true of Clear. Clear was doing a fabulous job of the eco, and he wasn't doing such a great job of the army. It's just he won because he flooded them in. Well, here we see TaToH. TaToH seems to be equally comfortable managing his eco, using it to defend with, putting him back to production, and at the same time assaulting with the army. He seems to be equally comfortable microing both sides.
Yeah, I mean, you said it very well there. You said it very, very well there. I mean, how do you even equate these? Like, I don't I don't know. I'm having trouble parsing how epic those games were. And if you guys are curious, I'm gonna show you now our brackets here. So if you guys aren't fully familiar, um, Hio takes is VNS cool. So if you're part of the H2 community, you should be very familiar with him. He's on Team Aftermath. He's on VNS, VNL, Vietnam Legends. I believe that the premier H2 Vietnamese team. And that's VNS cool. So we have two H2 players coming into the semifinals of this tournament. In the Classic Cup, we've had a lot of different players, right? We've had a lot of different types. We've had, Doubt. We've had TaToH play before. We've had other H2 players from different levels come in. Never before have we seen H2 players perform this well in an Age of Empires 1 tournament. At least that I've hosted, right? Of the Classic Cup series. In the previous iterations, they rarely got out of qualifiers. They rarely got into the top 16 bracket. And look at this. Both Cool and TaToH advancing so far. I mean, you could say that TaToH got a free pass because Tokyo Ghoul's issues with the game and how he missed his matches and had to reschedule and then eventually took the disqualification, right? So we got a free pass past maybe one of the strongest players around. But then to beat SoiGia, I think that's a proving point, right? I mean, SoiGia's won Classic Cup tournaments. He's a champion. I mean, SoiGia won the first Classic Cup back in April, right? So you can't look at this and say, well, TaToH's getting a free pass here. No, SoiGia won Shang and Shambles, like hands down, with a very similar strategy by doing those scouts. And here TaToH showed, I mean, the first two games were really rough for him. He couldn't even manage the economy. And then game 3, it's like something just switched. It's like that champion mode just turned on and TaToH just became a monster, right? An absolute beast. An absolute beast, I would say. And now his next opponent, we don't know yet, as we haven't had Iron Steel or Zeta play yet. In just 30 minutes, we're going to be playing Iron Score versus Kaltisuk. I think that's going to be an interesting match. I can't wait to see that. So, guys, be sure to stick around and watch that. Oh, SoiGia's in the chat. GG's, man. Very good games, man. Very good.
Oh, yeah, SoiGia. Always such a joy to watch you play. Those were, and I have to say, unfortunately for you, didn't win this round, but the excitement of those 5 games, I mean, what a match. It was tremendous. I do need to make a quick interjection. I do need to leave for a bit. I'll get back as soon as I can, but it may not be before the next start.
I just told TaToH about how him beating Soi here, like he's beating a champion. Because Soi did, I mean, man, Soi is such a good player, right? I can't stress that enough. I mean, looking at that, if you guys noticed, the micro was it was so delicate. It was such a fine balance between those scouts and the bowman, and I loved the interplay with the bowman and the arch and the bowman and the slingers, right? The different counters, but they're both the backline ranged units. Oh man, I just cannot wait to progress forward with this. What do you think, Ram? As we can go, I think Rom's gone. So we're gonna go to our game screen real quick. Oh boy, that looks very wrong. Look at this. What just happened? Why does this always happen? What is happening? I think I need to do force scaling. This happens every time I change my scene. If anyone knows the issue with that, we got it now. Anyone knows why it like zooms in like that randomly? Please let me know. It's new. It's a new issue with the Steam release. Man, what a great game. If you guys are gonna revel in this, man, this is the game to watch. This is why we picked Oasis, guys. This is why this match is so fun. Why it's so entertaining. I love Scout Wars. Yes, Emperor 10. I couldn't agree more.